So we do
I have to
one
ask
question.
You know what the GOAT's number was? 23. And the thing about this podcast, REI Baddies, they also have 23 episodes in their first year. That tells you they are the GOAT of podcasting right now. They're filling the space between OGs in the business and brand newbies. They are absolutely killing it. And also, we need way more women investors that are doing podcasts. Why? Because right now, there's proof, scientific numbers that are telling us that more women are entering into the business of real estate investing and developing than ever before. Here's the thing. You got to go check out their podcast every Monday morning at 6 a.m. These guys are such baddies, that they drop an episode early in the morning because only early birds catch that worm.
Welcome back, Baddies Nation, to another episode of REI Baddies, the show where real estate gets real. I'm your co-host, Rachel Davis.
And I'm Kate Baldwin. So Rachel, okay. I have been sitting with this story of this episode since you told me about it. And it is, honestly, I'm not okay with this. It's like in the most possible way. Celeste Samonte is here, like with us, like right now.
So a quick note for Baddies Nation, Celeste is the first of 3 guests we will have on from the DealMaker stage at Squad Up Summit. Up next, we will have Chrissy Thompson and Benjamin Wong with their pitches in front of Barbara Corcoran and Vic Keller. But Celeste is going to be really interesting because she rounds out this trio. I officially met her face-to-face at Squad Up Summit and knew immediately she needed to be on the show, pitch or not. Celeste, welcome to REI Baddies.
Well, thank you guys for having me here. Really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, thank you.
Of course.
This energy is so excited. I know this is going to be awesome. Let's just get like right into it. How about that? How's that sound? All right. So, Celeste, I want to start from the beginning. Not like the real estate beginning, but more like the where it all began. Who you were before real estate, and what put you on the path where you're going today?
All right, so let's start. I only have like 30 seconds, right? So it might take 30 years for me to say that. But yeah, I started.
Take your time, Celeste. We got a full hour. You're good.
So from the beginning, I started with.
You were like out of the womb, you know.
Yeah, I started with healthcare. I'm not a nurse, but I've actually Brigham and Women's was actually I was a scholar for Brigham and Women's Hospital. I was going to become a nurse. I passed everything and stuff. And so being the diligent person that I am, I want to research everything before I get into it, right? So what I did is before going into this nursing school, I shadowed a friend of mine who is an ICU nurse. I shadowed her for her shift. And so I was there looking at all these patients and stuff like that. And I was like, she made me go to the room wherein there's a guy with half of the head. No, half of his head is gone from an car accident. Fully functioning, everything, but it's just, and right then and there I said, I cannot be a nurse because I'm going to take this home with me. I'm very emotional. I'm going to get attached and everything, but I still want to be in the healthcare field. And so I took on the research and, I was part of the research team, transplant, and all the coordination with the doctors and everything. So that's kind of like my background. I've been in the healthcare field for a long time like that. Fast forward to getting married and all that stuff. An immigrant from the Philippines, obviously, and for some reason I've always, because of my background, like at an early age, looking for ways to find money so I can buy food and all that stuff, right? So coming in here, all the possibilities have branched into, I used to cook food for like a traditional Filipino food, and there would be like a Filipino store here, grocery store. I would sell my food in there. I designed clothes, and from the Philippines, I designed it there, had people make it there, ship it here, and I sold that. I would design jewelry. I've been very entrepreneurial in that sense because I always want to have a side hustle. So getting married, and that's the same thing too. So we produced comedy shows, like comedy, like comics from the Philippines that lives in the States. We produced them. like, with like 300 people attending. So we've done all that. We've had a shipping business wherein, when you're an immigrant from other countries, we pack all the stuff from here that's American made, right? And we ship it back there. We had a shipping business too. We only stopped that because, so our clientele are the students from MIT, Harvard, everywhere else here. So we're getting great at that. But the thing that stopped us is because we lift all the boxes and stuff, and it was so heavy. My husband developed hernia, and so we're like, okay, this is not this is not. So he had to undergo surgery and all that stuff. So we had to stop that.
Oh,
So
shoot.
I think ever since we've been really entrepreneurial. But going back to the real estate side is we adopted 3 kids from the Philippines. So having just 1 kid and being from 3 family to 6 family, we have to find ways to earn more money. And doing the stuff on our own, like the shipping business, the comedy thing, we have to be there presently. So
Sure.
we couldn't. So, yeah, that's really how it started. And yeah.
So is that when real estate entered the picture?
Real estate entered the picture when our kids moved from the Philippines to here.
Okay.
When we got approved for the
So
adoption.
what year was that?
So they December of 2020, 2020, before the pandemic. When is that? It seems like a long time ago.
Like, so
2020.
I will
Yes.
say the pandemic was like December. Yeah, so it was like January 2020 because my daughter was like they closed the keys the week of my daughter's birthday. My mom and I were supposed to take her to Disney, and my mom's like, "We're going," and I'm like, "Mom, I don't think we're going to Disney World. Like they should. No one's gonna tell me I can't bring my granddaughter to Disney." And I'm like, "No, we're not going to Disney. It is closed." So that's
So,
incredible. I love that. That's so awesome. Go ahead.
so
Sorry.
no, you're fine. I just want to make sure I understand. So you adopt the 3 children from the Philippines, which is incredible. So you start like when you do incorporate real estate, did it start with assisted living, what you're doing now, or did it kind of
No, it
morph?
started with short-term rental. So we didn't acquire a property until the 2022.
Okay.
So that the learning process, the watching YouTube, the watching podcast, the bigger pockets, it started with that.
Yeah.
And so we're like,
Okay.
oh my gosh, if we bought a house, we could have $100 cash flow. So that was like the thinking before, right? It's free money, like money, it's money. So that's where it started, kind of like that. But having the kids, and then the pandemic happened, so not we couldn't really do anything at that point. So we started buying properties. Really the pivotal point in there is right in 2022, late of 2021, my husband had a massive heart attack, and so he was in coma for a good week and a half or so. And
Bless your
so
heart.
that really is the pivotal moment of we gotta make this happen, because all the learning and everything started, but then when he was in the hospital and the doctors are telling me, bring your kids over, say goodbye to your husband because he can go at any time. And so that's what really kind of like pivoted everything. So yeah.
Wow.
That's
wild.
a
I'm
tough
sorry.
moment.
So bring tears to my, so kind of like
No,
that kind of like eventually
no,
pivoted.
and you know what? I think it's just sometimes we need like that push, and as hard as that sounds with the new kids and the pandemic, your husband, the kids, it's like, all right, God, what are you doing? Like, send me a lifeline here.
Yeah.
So,
So that kind of like when he recovered.
all right, so this happens, and then I guess for the most part, like, what is your like role right now and for our audience? Kind of give us an idea of like what is it that where are you today with that? Like, I know we started in 22, your husband went through things, where you are today and how you got here.
Yeah, so after that happened, we started buying properties. Even joining SubTo, we already have a few properties then.
Right.
So we started with short term because that's the fad before, and it gives us a lot of revenue. But then
Mm-hmm.
again, short term in New England is not that good because we have long winters, right? And so
Yeah.
pivoted to midterm rental, and then still with that, I don't want to be managing people, right? I don't want to be managing tenants, calling people, and all that stuff. And so I was like, there should be a better way to do this. There should be what I'm looking for, it's out there. I just couldn't find it. That's where I came about partnering with nonprofits. That's where it started all. So I found them. A nonprofit came over to my house and said, I want to rent this for this much, like going over asking, like 2,000, 3,000 over my rental, right? And so I was like, why are you doing this? What are you putting in
What
my
is
house?
going
You know,
on
it's kind
here?
of sketchy a little bit, right? And so he explained to me what's happening and the model and all that stuff, like grant money and all that, right? And so I was like, this is a good model. This is a model I think I can replicate. You know, can I have lunch with you? I sat him down like the week of them signing the contract. I was like, can we have coffee and stuff? So I sat him down. He explained to me, and I asked him, is it okay if I'm going to be your point person in Massachusetts? You tell me what you need, and I produce it for you. And he was like, we don't really have like a signed contract for that, but it's kind of like a
Yeah.
verbal agreement.
Sure.
So that's
Sure.
what we do. Because if I can't fulfill that, the grant money goes away. It goes to somewhere else, right? There's only a time frame for the grant money to be utilized. And if you cannot cross the T's and dot the I's of that, it's not, you're not, you know it, Rachel, right? It disappears. So you have to make sure you deliver. But that's where it started. So I started with that, providing housing for the underserved, right? We serve from veterans, seniors, age of foster, domestic violence, and single parents, and even immigrants before. And so, but then again, kind of like I wanted to provide still more care. And so that's where the assisted living comes in. So I'm not only providing housing, but I'm providing kind of like quality of life to the seniors. But then
Let's
again,
actually. Oh, I was going to say,
Go ahead.
let me take a pause real quick. So, assisted living facilities. Do you
Right.
mind walking Baddies Nation through that model? And specifically, what does it look like as an investment, and how does creative finance fit into it?
so the assisted living that I have, like I mentioned to you before, I don't want to be operating, so we delegate all those stuff. I partner with an operator that takes care of the assisted living facility. I don't even hear about the day to day, but I know what we're doing. I know the model. It's memory care. It's just residential for 7 people, very manageable, right? We're
Sure.
not really doing medication administration because most of them they just have like the regular medication. We don't need to administer anything. They still see their doctors, their own doctors. They go to their own doctors, own appointments. We're just there to really handle the day to day if they need assistance for that, the food, the laundry, and everything. So, and it's 7 people. It's very manageable. So, yeah. Did that answer your question?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, that's really interesting because you said you took it to another level. But not
Yes.
only
So that's
are you, yeah, because I mean, I think that there's such a lack in this, like in that type of living, and it's such a thing that like could be like so much better. So how do you think you make that industry better?
So right now we only have 7 for memory care. Memory care, I'm big with staffing. You might
Yes,
have residents, you might have people in your house, but if you cannot s- do what you said
the
you're gonna
proper
do, they're
staffing.
gonna leave. Yeah, they're gonna leave. So staffing is really huge, and that's what I focus on. We really take
Good.
care of our staff because it's essential, and obviously our residents. That's why we're very obviously we want to grow and make this bigger, but I want to make sure that can we have the staff there? Can I really produce? So we're only doing like small residential. We can partner with residential assisted living in your states because that's very manageable for me. Um,
For, for people
Getting
that
that
are like
manpower.
wanting to do this, because I know Rachel and you probably have a lot of to talk about all the time, but people out there that like myself that are not really aware of how this works. Well, I want to know how you built that relationship with the person you had coffee with that one time and how you were able to connect with that person first. Because that's probably once you can open a door like that, I mean, you're kind of in a really put yourself in a great position because now they're coming to you.
Yeah, so I nurtured that relationship, making sure that when they ask me to produce something, I'm able to get that. So that's why I mentioned to him I might not have the properties because I don't start with purchasing the properties because if there's no need there, I cannot,
Sure,
I don't want to be
afford it.
in the red for the house that I bought, and I cannot put people in there. So what I do is they tell me what it is. So that's why I help a lot of landlords, property management, and property owners, because they might have a house that's empty and it's the zip code that we're looking for. I just arbitrage that place.
No, but how did you find that relationship to begin with? Were you calling all kinds of nonprofits, trying to keep, create that relationship?
That's the funny part. That came to me very easily because I listed my
Oh,
properties on all like Zillow, apartments.com, everywhere. I listed
okay.
it everywhere. It just so happened he saw it on Zillow and he said, "This is the property that I want to." So it just started from a Zillow Zillow account. So social media is good. Putting your properties over there is good. So that's where it started. But I have been developing. I have been nurturing relationships with nonprofits. I don't know if you guys remember or if you guys were around already when SubTo kind of connected with Family Promise. We did the whole turkey thing, Thanksgiving thing.
Oh, right, right.
Yeah, that kind of disappeared, but I continued on the relationship with there because I like what they're doing. They serve, we house now, look, people from the shelter take, if they have minor children, we take them away from the regular shelter and we put them in our own
Nice.
housing, right? So I nurtured that relationship, and now I sit at the board of the housing department because of that relationship that I connected with them. Because they want to buy
So,
properties and they don't know how because it's like grant money, right? And I was like, yeah, I can put in there because we can buy properties creatively and all that. So, yeah.
so I have to ask, I'm stealing this question from you, Kate.
No, please go
Sorry.
ahead.
So you had mentioned not wanting to go into nursing because it's hard to leave people who are in pain, right? You don't go to the doctor because you feel good. Um, is there also sometimes an emotionally difficult part of the assisted living piece because you're running a place where even with yeah, like with assisted living or what you pitched at Dealmaker, you're working with people who are vulnerable,
Yes.
um, and that have really sometimes not like happy stories. Like, is can that be hard? And how do you balance that?
So I took psychology in college, so I know how to compartmentalize in a way, right? The reason why I am so huge with delegation and with staffing is because we have our own specialties. For assisted living facilities, we have obviously we have nurses and CNAs and psychiatrists and social workers that deal with that immediate kind of. I just go and step in if there's like something really huge that I need to take care of. But the day to day, I'm not there present. But I know that they're following the treatment plan, they're doing all these stuff and the compliance and all that. Um, we took care of, so Filipinos take care of their elders. We rarely put them in assisted living facilities. And that's kind of like what I wanted to put in the facilities that we
I
are
love that.
building is that kind of like you take care of them because it's not because you have to, because you want to, right?
Want
So
to.
my grandfather, we took care of him. He has Alzheimer's. First early onset dementia and then Alzheimer's. So in a way I know what people are dealing with when they have, that's why we don't combine our memory care. We don't combine bedrooms ever. Because, if you have someone there, if they have dementia or Alzheimer's, they might wake up and see someone there that they don't know. They put a pillow on their face or whatever, something like that, right?
Oh
So we
man,
never combine that. We never combine
Celeste,
that. 'Cause
I have to tell you, I'm going to tangent a little bit, Kate. Sorry. My grandfather developed early onset dementia. And when he and my grandmother were both in assisted living, he had to go to memory care before her. And he literally tried to sneak out at night because he didn't know how to sleep without my grandmother. So they ended up letting her sleep with him in memory care because it was more disruptive for him not to have her there.
Oh my
for
gosh, that's
couples,
like
yeah,
the
for couples it's
notebook.
possible. Yeah, for couples you might have for couples, right? Like when I saw the notebook, I was like, oh my gosh, this
Oh,
hits really different because right?
I
So
have
kind of
never
like, it hits
cried
different.
so bad. I remember walking out of the theater with my mom, and I think I was like, I don't know, man. That was the hard. I was like, like I
Snot
cried
and
so
everything,
hard.
right?
Oh my
Now it's like one of
God.
my faves. That's my go-to.
All right. I'm gonna put us into a less sad part. Let's talk about Dealmaker.
Yes.
Um, okay, Celeste, you are on a stage. There are 3,000 people. You've got Barbara Corcoran from Shark Tank. You've got Vic Keller, who is a billionaire who has sold companies to Warren Buffett. And you literally got up there and pitched a facility in Boston, a detox facility in Boston. Do you mind setting the scene for Baddies Nation? How did you even get there, and what was going through your mind when you pitched?
So how we got there, being a member of OC since the inception of it, right? Been going 3 years on that, kind of like opened doors for us, right? I wouldn't be there if not for Owners Club, because you can only apply if you're in Owners Club, right? And so I think there were 22, 23 people or businesses or OC members that applied. We are just blessed enough to have been picked, right? But then when I was, so Christy, I met her that time. First time I met her was backstage, right? And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm like, my hands are shaking. I was like, I don't know how to do this. I've never done this before outside of the Zoom, right? And she's like, she's a professional. She's like a pro. I was like, I want to be you when I grow up.
I think all of us want to be Christy when we grow up.
Exactly. And she's very calm and collected, and she's given me a lot of like, you can do this. It's nothing, just think of them as whatever. And so that's what I came about. And then Ben has been doing this for a long time too. Ben is a local New England, so I kind of know him, and all that. And my thing was, when I got on stage, I just thought about my friends watching me. Just kind of like you guys watching me there. Because if you get intimidated when you think about the statuses and everything. And so that's what
Kate?
Go ahead, sorry.
Oh, I just said they're just like people like you.
Yeah, I know. They're just people like us. So that, what kind of got because the application is like really long. Right? And you have to explain everything. And I love answering. I love essays. I love storytelling and everything. So that was a good thing. And we were supposed to, I guess, practice something to get us ready there, but it never happened. So I was like, okay, we're just going to wing it when we get there. You just tell me where to stand and what to say. And the clicky thing, didn't work for me. That's why I was like, I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh, Celeste,
it was supposed to be the my pitch that I'm gonna say is here, so if ever I forget something there, and then my actual slide on the other side. But it got combined, so I couldn't see it. It was so small for me. So I wear glasses looking from far away. I can see I don't have to wear glasses like closer.
Not yet.
So, I'm nearsighted, so I couldn't see anything. That's why I was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I don't know how to work that. So it kind of got combined.
So bad for you with the clicker. I was like, oh my god, Celeste, I just want to go up there and give you a hug.
Such a newbie up there, but I am a newbie, and I'm not scared to admit that. But the team of Pace, they really did tremendous. I would have. It's just the nerves that when you get there, it's the nerves. I memorized every single thing that I was supposed to say.
So you
I
had
said
it.
maybe 1/4 of it. I couldn't. It just went out. I was looking for I memorize. I'm like that person. I want to be ready. I memorize everything.
Sure.
But, once you're there, Barbara asking me all these stuff, Vic asking me all this stuff, and then Pace is really he's a sweetheart. He helped me with a lot of stuff that I couldn't. I was like, English is not my first language. I want to say that. I'm going to have my Filipino Tourette's in here on stage. But Pace
At one point, I do remember you were like, I don't know if you know this, Vic. I'm Filipino.
I almost want to say that's my unfair advantage because I'm Filipino. There's a lot of nurses, doctors, kind of like that.
Celeste, my stepkids are both half Filipino. And so and then my company commander had a Filipino wife. And so I got to know a lot about Filipino culture because every time they go back to the Philippines, he's got to bring all this crap back. And and they donate money and they built a well for the town.
I love
basically the quasi mayor because
we should all go there. We should all go there and have massages for $20 for 3 hours.
Oh my gosh, let's go. Okay, you sold me. I need it more than you even know.
But Celeste,
I'm on that plane.
I had my stepson who is again half Filipino at Squad Up. So next time that I bring him somewhere, I'm gonna be like, okay, you both have to make lumpia, and we're gonna see who makes the best lumpia.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Well, lumpia is not really my thing because it's so tedious. You gotta roll it and stuff. I'll have my mom do it.
Okay, have mom do it.
That's why we have moms, right? They do it
I
for us.
freaking love it.
So what was like your biggest takeaway from this? I mean, girl, I actually have the pleasure of meeting Barbara. I was like 15 years ago. I have the greatest photos of us in a photo booth. But she's a great lady. She's obviously someone I've been very much like a fan of for so long, and I am in real estate too. Before I was a wedding planner when I met her, which is kind of funny. But she's just a freak. I don't know, you know her story from day one. She was a nobody, like working in a coffee shop. So like no, not I don't mean nobody. I mean she was just she's very determined
Regular
and a
person.
very entrepreneurial mindset. She's a badass, right? She's a baddie for sure. One day she will be on our show. She's probably the baddiest of the baddies in my world. But that's a shout out to Barbara. You know, if you hear this, no.
That
Um,
works because last squad up because I saw my friends on stage, Justin Timanowski, Nita Patel, Ron, right?
oh
And
yeah, and then
yeah, and I mentioned to the my friends that I was with last year at squad, I was like, next year I'll be on that stage, and what happened? I was on
well, and that's
stage,
funny because I
and I
couldn't
didn't
make
even
it to
plan
Squad
it
Up.
to be on that stage, So
See, God is look. You put it
yeah,
out there. I actually just said this. I was telling. I want to do this thing with my girlfriends where we do like every week we just Zoom affirmations. Nothing else. What are we thinking? What do we want? What do we want
oh,
for our
that's
kids, our family,
wonderful.
and our husband? No business. No. We'll talk that later. But let's just talk. I want to know more about like you're on this stage. Obviously, the clicker's not working. What was like that moment like when you got off the stage? Like you got back into your routine that you look back and you're like, wow, like this was that moment of how did that feel and what did that look like?
So being on stage was really nerve wracking, right? But
Sure.
after my presentation, my phone blew up with all of my friends texting and with other people not even knowing me, texting me. So that's when I was like, okay, I did what I am supposed to do. Because I wanna really, because there's a lot of healthcare professionals that wants to enter in real estate, but they don't know how to. This is me
Sure.
kind of like showing them that healthcare and real estate can go together and it can be profitable at the same time. You can do a lot of good, you can help people and all that. So I think that
Yes.
that's really why I did that. Obviously I want to get funded and everything, but
Clearly.
other than that is I do want to partners with a Rachel, with a Kate, who has, Rachel with the veterans and all the other demographic in there, that, we can provide the trauma, the behavioral, the mental thing that they need taking care of and combine real estate together. So that's the message really that
Well, and
so
you're
other
also
than
like,
being on stage,
yeah.
yeah, it's
You know
the
what I look at
afterwards.
it? Our healthcare is in such dire need of people like you guys. You've experienced like not I can't say that I've experienced the things that Rachel has and that you have. So when people like you two come into this industry through a healthcare or the helping the vets, you're going into it with a mindset that it's not about the money, it's about the helping part, and the money naturally will come, obviously, owning real estate. But it is such a in our society right now, it is so needed. There's so much mental health issues that like obviously our government isn't doing the best job right now. And the fact that our community, I mean, we've interviewed a lot of people, and I would have to say that majority of them are trying to make our world a better place. And in a dark world that we live in right now with the way things are going, we bring that light and we're shining it. And I think that when you create these living facilities and you take what you have from home and we don't put our parents in living, assisted living, but if we were to, here's how I would want my grandparents to be treated. And then same thing with Rach, like she has her experiences in the military and she's been a military family, but she knows like, I know what these people have gone through. And the fact that you two have dedicated your lives to this and have made this a part of your plan and that we're utilizing real estate because like a lot of times, sometimes you have to step back. I have a girlfriend who does this nonprofit in town and I know this is long, but it has a point. And she was really trying to help kids fish that had a very bad illness, teaching kids how to fish. And it was really hard for her because she didn't have the funding coming. So she took a step back and she was able to utilize her father's legacy and then create like a brand, a store, and making that income come in so that the nonprofit would profit and that there would be abilities to do it. And that's what real estate's doing for us, right? So real estate is giving us these really awesome opportunities because the funds are coming in. You both are able to feed your families, to prosper, but you're also helping. And that is just something, such a beautiful dynamic that this our community, our Pace Morby community is doing. And it's not just, we don't do it because we want boosting or we want to be shown on a stage. We do these things because we really care. And I feel that way with you and Rach. And I just really wanted to put that out there. I'm so blessed to have both of you in my lives, but just our community as a whole too.
Thank you. That was wonderful. Makes me wanna cry a little bit.
No,
I like putting in my. I cry at Law and Order, so I mean, I feel sad in the fall.
I
Like,
know.
with
I
yeah,
do
I'm
too, but
not
like,
kidding.
think about
CSI
it, like,
Law and Order, after they solve the crime and I see the family's face, I was like bawling.
I
But
know,
yeah,
I'm the
thank you
same
for that. I
way.
mean, yeah.
Well,
But
that actually leads a really great segue into just being a woman in real estate, Celeste.
yeah.
So you're building in these two spaces, like real estate investing and healthcare, both of which that are historically dominated by men.
Yeah.
What has been your experience being a woman in both of those spaces?
Um, I just I don't see it as me being a woman in there.
Okay.
My goal is I don't compare myself to anyone. I compare myself to myself from yesterday. I want to be better from the Celeste yesterday. Which is I'm already doing great right now being in your podcast. So I already am in there in 100%, right? But because if I think about other people, I won't be focusing on what I'm doing.
I
So
think she was more saying like it's such an industry driven by men,
okay.
not
Mhm.
necessarily like comparing yourself to a man, but like because it's a driven industry. And have you seen any hurdles or setbacks from that?
Or do you
Yeah,
just not
so
care?
yeah,
We don't
yeah.
do it. I mean, I don't care either, so
Actually,
I never looked at it. I'm the
actually,
same as you.
I don't, and if I come across some hurdle, I know how to pivot. So
Good.
it's kind of like that. It really takes a lot for me to get upset. I rarely get upset. If I have a beef with anyone, I would tell you, like
Yeah,
honestly. I
good.
mean,
I
let's
think
let's
the
have
three of
this.
us have that in common.
It's not good for my heart, and I don't want to have wrinkles. And so,
Oh my God.
if I feel different from a person, or if I feel anything like that,
Yeah.
I say it as it is. I'd rather have this conversation now than it becomes like a mountain of regret or anything like that. So when it comes to being a woman, it's always going to be hard, right? And I think we're
I
getting
think
there, but
that's
it's still a long way to
organic.
go. Yeah, it's a long way to go. So, but yeah, you guys doing this is actually making it better for a person like me, because you're dominating this one already. Who do you know that's male in OC that has been doing this successfully like you guys do? I don't see any male OC or
I mean,
anyone
there's
in
people
SubTo
that
doing
have
this, right?
growth.
If you think
Yeah.
about it, who is it? I couldn't think of anyone.
I mean, I think isn't Edgar the connector doing a
Yeah,
good?
Edgar's connector, I was about to say, has
Edgar,
a pretty
Edgar,
solid.
yeah, Edgar has been,
Yeah, I mean,
yes,
he
yes,
is the
yes, but
connector. He better be
He's not as
connecting.
good about putting it out.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I was going to say, Edgar struggles. He talked about it with us. He struggles to like put it out to people. Where Kate and I just are super loud. I think
Yeah.
Maybe he needs a partner. But
I'm
yeah,
trying
right.
to.
Because I think for me,
Well,
it's
let
also
me ask
better
you
doing
one
it with a
thing.
partner. Sure.
Yeah, it's you know what? I will say this, be honest. I've had a really rough month. I've had a lot of personal stuff going on, and I told Rachel today, I said, look, if it wasn't free, like I don't know what is going on with me today. Very emotional. But I think that being in a partnership and knowing that each others are going to go through like things, definitely like her pushing me this month and not giving up on the fact that I probably would have gave up. It definitely is important. Partnerships in this situation, it was for me anyways. It was a very important thing for me. So, I mean, obviously we have very different strengths, so that also helps. Like I have the marketing side, she's really got the like connecting side. So it like really helps. Like honestly, it was like God sent thing from us, like for us. But before we get into anything else, and like, I want to show our audience, like, we talk all good. Yay, we do all these awesome things and this is working great. But the reality is things tend to have an issue, like things happen, right? So tell us something that you went through, something that really was important that you were like, yes, this is going to work. This is going to be awesome. And then it didn't. And did you give up or did you push forward?
So when we're talking about partnerships, right? I've had a few of those that fell through. We were so aligned in the beginning, thought everything's good, but at the end of the day, people change, plans change, priorities change, and that's like, because I feel like I am a good I am a good what do you call that?
Judgment of
Judge
character?
of character. Yes, yes. And so when something, I value a relationship. I have a lot of acquaintances, a lot of friends, and everything, but there are really like a few people that I said, if you have, so a couple of my friends of mine, I told them, I don't know if you know Cynic. I'm really I watch him a lot, and if they text me I need 8 minutes, I will drop everything to get to them, call them, and all that stuff. So I have a few people that I tell that. But yeah, so I value relationships so much because being Filipino, we really value that family, relationship, and everyone. You only really need one person to, like what you mentioned, if Rachel wasn't there, giving you you can do it and everything. You only really need one person. Everyone else is kind of like, but yeah, so that relationship thing is huge for me. So when that falls through, that's kind of like, oh my gosh, am I what's my next partner? Who's my next partner gonna be? I invested all these emotions, all these everything, right? But then I found these partners that I have, right? And so sometimes God takes away the people that
Oh no,
will
it's not
not,
sometimes.
you
No,
know.
it's all the time.
Yeah, yeah, it takes you away from that situation that he knows you're not gonna grow, you're not gonna get anywhere, and just puts you in that right spot that's really meant for you. And I guess he wants you to really look for that, and experience that, so you can find the right path.
What about in real
Yeah,
estate?
yeah.
Why don't you
Real
tell us a
estate.
real estate deal?
So far in real estate, so there was a property. So we're buy and holders, right? Most of our properties that we buy, we hold them. And going into SubTo, my first week in SubTo, I was able to land on this deal. It only fell through, so I was doing like a hybrid, like a Morby. Very ambitious at first week on SubTo, right?
Dude,
That's a complicated first creative. Like, yeah, I'll just do the
It was
master's degree
definitely a
version.
hybrid. The house we're buying it at like 600, I think, and then we were only supposed to give them 50,000, and then the rest would be like seller finance or something like that, right? They changed their mind like a week and a half before we close. I don't want this anymore. I wanna, for some, because I was just starting. I only know what I know then. Um, I didn't know that I could circumvent that at that time. I have, whatever. But it got me scared. I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want this to, I don't want to lose this. So I partnered with someone. We're not really
yeah.
aligned because I want to hold this and he doesn't want to, but then I don't want to lose it. I kind of like pushed what I wanted, and so I kind of like gave in. I was like, okay, if you only want to partner as a flip, we'll just do it as a flip. And so obviously I got paid in the beginning, I got paid at the end, but it's not the one that I wanted to do. It
Yeah.
kind of brought me down because I didn't have the right mindset then. A lot of people would be like, oh, you did that thing, it's good, and then you gotta push more. But I did the opposite. I was like, I'm not ready for this. I gotta watch all the Zooms. I gotta do the thing, right? So I walked away from SubTo, from being in the socials and everything like that, and connecting, and I just did the Zooms for a good few months because I felt I wasn't ready. But then when I came back, that's where it all started. Well, my thing in there is I wish I just pushed through when I did that thing and just continued on doing. But again, my mind is not ready. My mindset is not. Again, I was just in a weekend.
Yeah, and it was new.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
But then
the
we're
other
here now, so.
the other thing you're talking about though, Simone, sorry, Celeste. I don't know why I
I love
decided
the
your name.
Simone though.
Beautiful name.
I
It's
love the
not yours.
Simone. It's prettier than Celeste.
Celeste, what's interesting is we talk about like taking action. That's like a huge thing with Paige.
Yeah.
Like don't just sit and consume content. But what you're talking about is actually skill development. So like, okay, yeah, I proved I could do this, but I didn't actually get it the way I wanted because I didn't have the skills. I didn't know how to ask the right questions and find the right people. And so yeah, okay, you're like, I didn't get what I want, but it taught you I need to go learn these things so I don't repeat that mistake. And I think that's a win no matter what.
And I think JVing with somebody is important too. Like, honestly, I think a lot of folks feel like that JVing is something that, it's not necessary, like, but it is necessary. There's a lot of people, like, I JV'd a lot of my first deals just because I probably could have handled them. But because I care about my clients so much, I didn't want to handle them and like have any reason to like, I don't know. I just learned a lot more JVing with people. And I think that's something that you said you did. So bringing someone on and doing that was a smart move.
Yeah, it's just me not asserting what I want to, because I felt like I didn't know anything. But I didn't realize that I already own properties. I'm managing all these properties. I have a property management company. I'm dealing with a lot of people. I might not have done the fix and flip. We did the fix and hold, but we haven't done a fix and flip. So, yeah, that mindset is really huge. So anyone that, OC has helped me tremendously with the mindset thing.
What would you say to a woman right now who was standing on the edge of doing something really big and didn't feel like they could do it? What would you tell her?
Be assertive, stick to your guns, and just go to people that are doing it already. And before, they say it in SubTo, and then you reach out to people who's doing it already, but sometimes they're too busy. They wouldn't even return a phone call or a text or something like that. Don't take it too personal. I mean, now that we're like so busy and everything, you see my phones, it's like 400 text messages I haven't even, and then the emails and all that stuff. So don't take it personal, because before I think I was like, okay, yeah, they tell us to whatever, but they haven't texted, or if they text, it's very like vague in something, right? So don't take it personal. Again, we're busy, we're at different stages in our lives, and if you really haven't proven yourself, you just have to just take ownership and like just learn. You'll find someone that has time and everything. So
yeah, don't just move on to the next one. There's plenty of us out there that are willing to help.
Yeah, thank you. Next, like Ariana Grande.
I think another thing that's really important, because I'm going through some of this right now too, Celeste. And so what I've started just telling people is like, if you want to get my attention, show me where you provide value, or tell me how you provide value on the front end, because everybody wants my time. But not everyone is telling me like, hey, I have this, whether it's time to call or I have this background, something that makes you a little bit different than just like, I need your time. Because as you and Kate and I all know, your time is your most valuable resource.
Yeah, you can get it back. So
no, absolutely. Yeah. Speaking of time, you want to do rapid fire, Kate?
Let's do it.
Let's
so
go.
We are going to ask you questions. You have one answer to each question. Do not think, just don't even think about it. Just say it. What comes to top of mind. So first question, Celeste. Assisted living or we're not going to ask that one?
No, you can do detox because she has the detox. We'll just, let's put this. Cool.
Assisted living or residential treatment center detox? Both, because they are both serving people.
You can't do that. Okay.
She said I'm not picking.
Is that allowed? It's one answer. I even did the thing, so it's one.
Oh my gosh, you're so funny.
One thing that most investors get wrong about their asset class.
I'm sorry, say that again.
One thing most investors get wrong about their asset class.
They focus on the money.
What did you say to yourself right before you walked out on the stage at the DealMaker stage?
What
did you think to yourself? Or what did you say to yourself?
I'm not doing this for me.
What'd you say?
I'm not doing this for me.
Aw. Last one. What's the thing that most people don't know about you the first time they meet you?
I eat a lot.
You eat a lot?
I can finish a whole chicken, like a whole rotisserie chicken. I can finish that all by myself.
Oh my God.
Because I'm like 5 feet and I'm not, really stout, but I eat a lot. Like, I mean, if we go to lunch and whatever, you'll be like, Celeste, that's a lot of food. I was like, yes. I can go to a buffet and eat like 5 plates. So, I mean.
Okay.
So what you're telling me is that you got your money's worth out of the OC dinner because you were like, I'm just going to pile it all on.
I will
know.
devour it. I will devour
They
it.
always
Like,
have.
I
You
love
guys had
food.
nice when you were in Miami. I went to your buffet. I didn't eat. I just saw it. I was, and I was like, dang, look at this thing. Feed you
Fancy.
good.
You should have seen my plate.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Celeste, I'm going
Glad
to
you.
We close every episode the same way with one question, Celeste. Every guest brings something completely different to this question, and I'm really looking forward to yours because of just the way you've even done our rapid fire. Where you're like, I'm doing what I want. So I'm really looking forward to this. What makes you an REI baddie?
Just taking action and making sure that I put people's need first, then mine, and then I
Right.
guess just taking action.
I love it.
And
That's
I think
such a
something
simple
that
answer, but it's perfect.
Yeah, and you've also taken an industry that is in such desperate need of love and did that. Love is really what that industry needs. It's like loving on our old people.
I just
I
want to
love
take away the stigma. I want to take away the stigma that if you have a mental health problem, if you have addiction or anything, that you're being looked down on. So that's what I want to take out.
It's so true. Well, you keep shining that light, girl. And thank you,
if
everyone.
I was going to say, if anyone wants to get a hold of you, what's the best way to get a hold of you, Celeste?
My Instagram is Celeste Samonte. Facebook is Celeste Samonte. Capbehavioral.com is our website. Celsamonte.com. So, yeah.
Perfect. We'll make sure to put that in the show description notes.
Thank you so much.
Baddies Nation, we're at 518 strong as we're filming this with Celeste. Completely organic. Every single share that you put out today helps us bring more baddies like Celeste. So share the episode, comment something that you learned, write a review, and we will see you Monday.
Bye.
Stay batty.
Hey, Betty.